Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this questline here, and then I will start putting up a party finder for Emerald Weapon Extreme. So, the boss roped you into helping, did he? Hey, you couldn't say no. You're the one who piloted the War Machina and defeated the Sapphire Weapon, aren't you? Hey, so have a nice day. What a drop is to say hey to you. Yo, Honor, thank you so much for coming by. I'm doing great. Have a great stream, sir. Thank you so much for coming by, dude. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will catch you next time, my dude. I appreciate you for coming in. I really do. Means a lot, dude. Oh, night. Have a good night, Honor. I thought so. I've heard much about you, but I doubt you know who I am. My name is Avelina. I grew up here. I stayed throughout the occupation and was put to work as a Magitech engineer. Thanks to you and yours, we are now rid of the Imperials. Though I fear many of us will struggle to put the past behind us. My pleasure. Bye. Bye, Honor. For 10 long years we suffered at their hands. A whole generation of young people were forced into the army and sent off to die in some distant land. I suppose I could be considered one of the lucky few. My work here kept me away from the battlefield, and I hoped that my contributions might help the others live long enough to make their way home in the end. Most of them never returned. Though my efforts were in vain, I can at least honor their memory. I want to leave something behind for their sake, to prove that they haven't been forgotten, a monument bearing their names. To ensure that not a single person is omitted, I need to see the official list of conscripts. If one still exists, it would be inside the Imperial facility beneath the town. But with the resistance troops and the ironworks engineers closing the place off, I can't get near it. Perhaps you might have a word with them for me? I'll leave as soon as I find the list. Thank you. I'll follow your lead. Something I can help you with? I see. It's a bit unusual for one of the locals to show an interest in the Imperials leaving, but it seems she has her reasons. Since we're still carrying out our investigations, we've closed the place off to prevent anyone from interfering. Considering it's you who's asking, though, I can hardly say no. Still, I'd better go with her in case others kick up a fuss. You're very kind. I'm sorry for any trouble I have caused. You have my thanks. Think nothing of it. I was glad to help. Oh, Jesus, excuse me. As I suspected, the Imperials kept detailed reports of the local conscripts. One name in particular stood out to me. My friend Melisandre. I had no idea she'd been assigned to the 7th Legion, of all places. What do you mean, of all places? It all began while we were serving together in this 14th Legion. We had much in common, both being drafted from the same occupied territory, and we soon became firm friends. Then one day, she was sent to fight in Eorzea, while I remained here. The day before she left, she came to say goodbye together with her foster siblings from the orphanage. The youngest one, Raikon, was particularly upset about not being allowed to speak with their adoptive father Gaius van Baelsar before they departed. It was actually another one of his orphans, Livia Sans Junius, who forbid them from seeing him. I can't say for certain, but it seemed Livia had strong attachment to Gaius, and wouldn't let anybody else near him. She is a simp! I know there's more, better words for that, but that was the only thing that came to my mind. As far as I could tell, he tried his best to keep Livia at arm's length, whenever possible. But her devotion to him was bordering on obsession, and she became extremely jealous at the slightest grin of affection between him and the other wards. Others, however, treated them far more kindly. In fact, Praefectus Castrorum of the 14th Legion came specifically to meet them. While I was surprised that Erogadin had risen to such a rank, I was even more taken aback at the unguarded manner in which he spoke with his subordinates. I had hoped that with people like him serving on the Eorzean front, they would be in safe hands. Then time came for Melisandre to leave. We shared a few final words, and then she was gone. Or it would be the last I ever saw of her. After that, I was assigned to the Tribunus Ladiclavius of the 14th, Nero Tolskeva, and I worked on restoring the Ultima weapon. I was even at the Praetorium on the day it was destroyed, but I escaped aboard an Imperial ship moments before it came crashing down. I eventually made my way back to Werlit, but only to be drafted into the 7th Legion to continue working on the weapon project. Even now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think I'd help bring in those abominations into the world. Using a pilot to feed the weapons core was part of the design from the very beginning. Of course, they'd never dream of subjecting the Trueborn Guardians to such barbaric treatment, not when the 7th Legion has a ready supply of provincial conscripts ripe for the taking. The pilots were referred to by their code names, and we engineers were not made privy to their true identities. Even with this list of conscripts, I still don't know who was sacrificed in the name of the weapon project. Let's bring an end to the weapon project. Together. But what can I do? For years, all I've known is how to build tools of destruction. The 7th Legion is far from finished. They're biding their time, waiting until the right moment to unleash the final weapon. And when they do, it will bring naught but death and woe to all who stand in their way. Even after everything they've taken from us, they still want more. If it weren't for the Empire, Melisandre would still be here, and she was the nicest person I ever met. But to the Empire, she was just another pawn in their games. I will never forgive her. I will forget her, my bad, I'm stupid. There's a way I can make a difference. I know there is. But first, I need to speak with the members of the Ironworks. I have a feeling that War Machina you used to be Sapphire Weapon will be called into action again. Until then, there's no time to make improvements, and I intend to help. I'll still be going ahead with the plan to build the monument, but stopping the Empire must come first. I hope Melisandre and the others can wait a little longer. Before I go, allow me to express my gratitude. I don't know what I've done if it weren't for you. Until we meet again. Cool. Porta Pretoria. So, how was your time in Turncliffe? I see. Fate has dealt her a cruel hand. But now she has the chance to make a fresh start. The same can be said about the whole of Turncliffe. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment to Wurlit's history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is free from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of Wurlit. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information. In the meantime, take care. And there we go.